Hi everyone, welcome back. So I've been out here today in the garden, pruning up some of my trees and just rearranging things a bit. I haven't been videoing it all, but I'm sure you're fed up with the pruning videos by now. But I thought I'd video this one because today I'm gonna prune the ground planted birch trees that I've got here. Now they could be silver birch or red birch. I can't remember which was which. They were just seeds mixed up, and they've been in the ground a whole season now, and they're about 3 years old. And every year I just cut them back, and you can see how big they've got this year. First year they've been in the ground, so they've grown like mad. So we've got, from where I cut last year, well over 1 metre of growth on them, just in one season. So obviously they'd be a lot bigger if I didn't prune them at all, and a lot thicker. But what tends to happen is the lower branches of the trees will just die off. So prune them back every year and not touching the lower branches will allow the vigour to go into the lower branches a bit. So that's what I'm going to do today, just give them a chop back. So we've got 7 trees in total. I'll just try and give you a couple of different angles. So I planted 7, and they have thickened up quite nicely in the ground here. Like I said, they've only been in there 1 growing season, so beginning of this year I put them in, and it's already thicker than my finger. That one's even thicker there. And we've got these lower branches which I've been developing. I'm not too fussed how they grow, just that they're there so we can use them. And obviously cutting them back every year. You can see the cuts that I've done. And this bit here is the new growth from this year. That one's not grown quite as much, but they've all grown well. Just about lost all their leaves now. Still a few hanging on. They're actually still growing slightly, or they were up until not so long ago. I think they've stopped now. But all the leaves are dropping off. So I want to get them pruned before winter gets here. And like I said, just cut them back a bit. Okay, so the plan is to just cut everything back a bit. I'm going to try and record this one-handed, so do apologise. But all the long stuff I'm just going to cut right back. Not all the way back, but just for now, and then I can go in and tidy up later on. So that's a side branch, so I'll cut that back further, and all the other long growth off of there. And I won't do all of it for now. I'll just show you quickly what I'm up to. So any long shoots, cutting back, and then afterwards I can choose branches, and if there's any problem areas we can sort that out. But for now, just trying to get a bit of a shape, so cutting back harsher as I get nearer the top and leaving more down the bottom. So I'll go get a tripod and just put you on a time lapse or something when I finish off. But that's the idea anyway. and then I'll go in and have a closer look afterwards and tidy up anything that needs sorting out. Okay, so I've given them a rough prune. Now I'm going to go into each one and just have a look at them. You'll notice most of them have kind of split off at the top and have two competing leaders. That's where I pruned them, and then they kind of split off in like a V shape. So I want them all to be single trunk trees, so I'm only going to keep one of the stronger shoots from each one. So that'll be the next thing. Just going in and tidying them up a bit and deciding on the trunk. Obviously they're going to grow next year in here. It'll thicken up more, and we'll be cutting them back further probably in a year's time. So this one here is a good example. So it's got, you can see it's got two thick top branches there, and the rest of them are quite thin, except for this one. So we can either choose to keep one and get rid of one, or we can cut it back further down and let one of the other ones take over. So with this one, I'll probably cut them both off to about there and cut these ones back a bit, and then just let it grow again for another year or so. See if I can line you up for another one. So that one there, I'm going to prune. You can see it's almost got like 3 top branches there. So I'm just going to cut the middle one back, and then I'll remove that one altogether, and then cut back the other little one. I've got a couple of really long branches at the bottom, which I'll just cut back as well. And anything that's poking out the top. And that's pretty much all I'll do for this year with all these trees. I'll just cut them back, and then I'll let them grow for another whole year, and no doubt they'll at least thicken to twice what they are at the moment. So I'll just go around and prune off all the long bits. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter too much at the moment. So basically at the moment they're in like a hedge, so I'm just keeping them profile pruned more or less until I decide to dig them up and turn them into bonsai, which will be in, well, as soon as I decide they're thick enough, I suppose. So next year I'll probably cut them back a little bit more than what I did this year. I haven't finished yet, but that's more or less what I'm going for. Just keeping them maintained and cut back so that the bottom branches don't die off, and all the energy that I cut off from the top will be redirected towards the bottom of the plant. So this one here is a little bit of an odd one. It's kind of looking alright as it is, but you can see it's got 2 sort of competing top branches, like most of them have. What tends to happen is when you cut them, it then splits into 2 and just carries on growing as sort of a twin trunk from that point. But this one, I've got one thick one and one thin one, so I've got to decide which one I want to keep. And in this case, what I'll do is I'll cut this one back, cut all these long ones back. I can come around and do that later on, it doesn't really matter. I'll just get the little hedge cutter out or something and keep them pruned as a hedge. So I've got this leading one here, and then this one which shoots across. So I think I might actually keep both of them on this one, just to see what happens. But I will cut this one back, because I don't want it to be competing with the main trunk. I want it to be a branch. So we've got the main trunk there and the branch down there. Take it back a bit further, and then just go around and cut off the long ones, and then let it grow for a year. Alright, so I'm done with them now. I'm running out of light, so I'm hoping you can see. I decided to go back a bit more than what I initially thought I would. I kind of got a bit carried away, but they grow so fast that I thought I might as well cut them back quite far. So that's what they look like as of now. They can sit there all winter and they'll spring back to life in the spring. I've cut off loads of foliage, well over half. So they're basically just sticks now. We've got some branches established, so we'll see what survives the winter and what grows back in spring. Keep you updated on them. Hopefully they'll thicken up nicely again next year. They thickened quite a lot this year. So they're only, what, in their third year, I think. So if you go for the thickest one, they're doing alright. Even so. So they're about an inch, oops, in diameter at the base. And there's probably a bit more buried underneath. So when I decide to dig them up and put them in pots, I'll let you know. I'll do another video on them as soon as I've decided what their next course is. Anyway, I've also been out here pruning some more of my bonsai. Mostly pre-bonsai, but they're all technically bonsai, I guess. The literal definition is tree in a pot, I think, or plant in a pot. What haven't I shown you? I don't think I've shown you these junipers yet. These I picked up in the bargain section at the supermarket. So they were only £4, reduced down from £16.50. And all I've done with them since I got them is kind of just healed them in to this big trough. They were very root bound, and they've been growing in these pots for probably years, little 3-litre pots, but they're quite healthy. I'm not sure what sort of juniper, it did say on the label. Try and find out for you. So it is a Juniperus chinensis expansa variegata. So they're a variegated variety. Medium growth, distinctive variegated foliage. Covers a large area, hardy, suitable for all soils, UK grown. So, I mean, I just picked them up because they were so cheap. Not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but they're quite old trees. And they've got loads of branches, so we've got loads of options. You can see the growth's kind of white and yellow, white and green, sorry. So they're variegated, we get this white foliage every now and then. And obviously they're a juniper, so this is the adult foliage. And the juvenile foliage is that spiky stuff. So that tells me they're quite old. But obviously I've got no experience with junipers, so the last one I had died. So if you've got any tips, literally all I've done since I got them is rubbed off any brown bits and seen what's alive and what's dead. Might have cut off a couple of tiny branches that were dead, but other than that, all I've done is, like I said, put them in this pot, both of them together, just to kind of give this root something to grow straight into. So that'll be an upcoming video. Everything else is doing well. We're well into autumn now. We've got autumn colours on the larches. And the little cherry tree stumps that are behind there, see them back there, they're looking quite good now. So I've been rearranging a bit as well around here. Got all my seedlings up here. Fruit tree area is there now. That'll be another video. Okay everyone, sorry for the dodgy camera angles. Trying my best, but I'm running out of light. And I've only got my little tripod over there. And I'm a bit lazy. But anyway, so they're all pruned up. I'll keep you updated on them. I'll make sure that I'll do more videos on them when they spring back to life in the spring and throughout the growing season. I'll try and do some more updates. So guys, I need ideas for future videos. I mean, obviously not everyone wants to see me sitting here every day pruning trees, but that's what I'm into. Also into the veg side, and obviously the fruit trees and bushes, but I'm not sure what you lot are interested in. So if you want to see me keep pruning trees, going for the bonsai thing, if you want to see my container fruit garden, let me know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching everyone. Hope you're all good. Hope you have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.